Picture the moment your salary hits your bank account. Your phone buzzes with a notification and you check your balance. It feels good, right? The reward for a month of hard work has finally arrived. But wait, the crucial part is the next 15 seconds. The moment those numbers appear in your account, your brain has already finished planning how to spend that money. I have some breathing room this month. Maybe I should buy something I've been putting off. And you're already clicking on online shopping sites. Just 15 seconds. If you don't make the right decision within that window, you'll stay poor forever. Because your salary isn't a birthday gift. Your salary is fragments that can buy your future. How you arrange those fragments will completely change your life in 10 or 20 years. Most people just let these 15 seconds slip by. That's why they repeat the same cycle every month, comfortable at the beginning of the month, sighing at their bank balance at the end. But after watching this video today, you'll be different. On your next payday, you'll know how to properly use those 15 seconds. And you'll discover that those 15 seconds can change your life. Are you perhaps suffering from financial sleepwalking? Can you accurately describe the process from when your salary comes in to when it goes out? Do you know where you spend how much while you're always eating cereal at the end of the month? You really need to know this now. Most people live without knowing where their money disappears to. Like sleepwalkers moving unconsciously, they habitually swipe cards, habitually shop online, and habitually wonder, why did this month's money disappear so fast? This is like pouring water into a bucket with holes. No matter how hard you work and how much you earn, it's useless without a system. Whether you earn $1,000 or $10,000, the holes just get proportionally bigger. The problem isn't that you can't earn money. The problem is that you don't have a system to manage the money you earn. Statistics show that 70% of Korean office workers record monthly deficits. They're spending more than what comes in each month. And over 60% of people don't even have 1 month's worth of living expenses and emergency funds. This isn't a willpower problem. It's a system problem. If you don't decide where your salary goes as soon as it comes in, that money will disappear on its own. Essential expenses. Now, the first step, you need to redefine essential expenses. Your daily coffee and Netflix are not necessary for survival. Be honest. You're currently calling luxuries necessities. True necessities are only these housing costs, food, transportation, insurance, communication bills. That's it. Everything else is a choice. But I need to socialize with colleagues at company dinners. No, that's also a choice. I'm stressed and need some retail therapy. That's also a choice. Calculate ruthlessly. Write down all the expenses you consider essential and examine one by one whether they're truly necessary for survival. If you're spending over 60% of your income on essential expenses, you're living wrong. You need to cut it down to under 50%. Only then can you design your future with the remaining 50%. Isn't that living too frugally, you might think? But think the opposite. If you continue living like this, will you still be eating cereal at the end of every month 10 years from now? Reducing essential expenses doesn't lower your quality of life. It secures your future options. Think of it as buying the freedom to do what you want to do 10 years from now. The second step is credit management. There's no room for compromise here. The financial system has no mercy. A single mistake determines your loan interest rates 10 years later. Think about school grades. 97 out of 100 points is an A, right? But in credit scores, 97% puts you in the high-risk category. The financial system standards are different from school. Credit card delinquencies, loan defaults, even cell phone bill delays, everything gets recorded. And those records stay for at least 3 years, up to 7 years. One time should be okay. Doesn't work in the financial world. One delinquency can drop your credit rating, putting you at a disadvantage in all future financial transactions. Loan interest rates increase, credit card limits decrease, and you might even get rejected for housing loans. So what should you do? It's simple. First, set up automatic payments. Make all fixed expenses automatically deducted. Eliminate the possibility of forgetting and becoming delinquent. Second, use credit cards like debit cards. Only spend within your means and pay the full amount every month. Never use installment payments or revolving credit. Third, check your credit score regularly. Review it about twice a year to see if there are any suspicious records. Once credit collapses, it takes years to rebuild. Managing it beforehand is much easier. Third step, emergency fund. Keep your emergency fund in a boring savings account. This isn't an investment. It's the only shield that will save you when life throws you a curveball. I can't afford to build an emergency fund, many people say. But those people need emergency funds the most, because when unexpected expenses arise, they have no alternatives. What do you do when your car breaks down? When you suddenly need to go to the hospital? When something in your house needs repair? Most people solve it with credit cards, right? Then you end up paying more money through interest. The emergency fund goal is 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses. If your monthly living expenses are $3,000, aim for $9,000, $18,000. Isn't that too much on you might think? But an emergency fund isn't money, it's a tool for peaceful sleep. With an emergency fund, you can sleep well at night. You don't have to worry, what if something happens tomorrow? Creating an emergency fund is simple. Set aside 10% of your salary and put it in a separate account. And never touch it, unless it's a real emergency. Don't think about returns. Just put it in regular savings or a money market account. What matters is liquidity, being able to withdraw at any time. The moment your emergency fund is complete, you'll feel much lighter. And that's when real wealth building begins. Fourth step, finally, investment. A 10-year delay erases $800,000 from your retirement. Don't waste time looking for the perfect investment. Boring index funds will make you rich. Let me show you the power of compounding with actual numbers. If you invest $500 monthly starting at age 25 with 7% annual returns, you'll have about $1.3 million at 65. But if you start at 35 with the same conditions, about $650,000. Just starting 10 years later creates a $650,000 difference. So how should you invest? First, maximize your company's retirement matching funds. If your company matches the same amount, that's like getting an instant 100% return. There's no more certain investment than this. Second, learn complex stock investing later and start with index funds first. Something like S&P 500 or global stock index funds. Don't waste time trying to pick individual stocks. Third, use systematic investing with fixed monthly amounts. Invest consistently whether the market goes up or down. This is called dollar cost averaging, the best way to invest without being swayed by emotions. What matters is starting. Don't waste time waiting for the perfect timing. Time is the most powerful investment tool. Fifth step, if you have debt, eliminate it. It's okay to be mathematically wrong. The sense of victory from paying off small debts first will be the engine that keeps you going to the end. There are two debt elimination strategies, the snowball method and the avalanche method. The avalanche method is mathematically perfect. You pay off the highest interest rate debt first. It minimizes total interest costs. But there's a problem, it's boring. If your largest debt has the highest interest rate, even after years of payments, it doesn't seem to shrink much. It's easy to give up midway. The snowball method, however, is psychologically smart. You pay off the smallest debt first. You can feel accomplished by quickly eliminating debts one by one. If you have $500 credit card debt, $8,000 student loans, and $150,000 mortgage, with the snowball method, you start with the $500. You completely eliminate one debt in just a month. But isn't that mathematically disadvantageous? Yes. You might pay tens of thousands more in interest, but it's better than giving up midway and never paying it off. Personal finance is psychology, not mathematics. Emotions matter more than numbers. Choose a method that lets you persist to the end. Of course, if the interest rate difference is large, over 5%, the avalanche method might be right. Decide based on your personality and situation. What matters isn't the method, but starting. The final step, and the most important one, don't trust your willpower. Trust systems. The moment you turn on autopilot, your wealth will start accumulating automatically. Willpower is like a muscle. The more you use it, the more tired it gets. You resolve in the morning, I need to save today. But by evening, you're opening your wallet thinking, I worked hard today, this much should be okay. That's why you need to automate everything. As soon as your salary comes in, 50% automatic transfer to essential expenses account. 10% automatic transfer to emergency fund account. 20% automatic transfer to investment account. 10% automatic transfer for debt repayment. Only 10% remaining for free use. With this setup, there's no room for emotions or laziness to intervene. Money automatically finds its proper place. But then there's too little money to spend freely. What have you gained with the money you're currently spending freely? Temporary satisfaction? Will that still be there 10 years from now? Real freedom comes later. The day you don't have to depend on your salary, the day you can do what you want to do. On your next payday, decide within 15 seconds whether to set up all these automatic transfers. Those 15 seconds will change your life. Trust the system, trust time. Your future is decided today.